Thank you, Mr. Rajkumar. Mr. Manoj Kumar. I don't know, is Mrs. Jyoti Bala here or she's... Okay, okay. Mr. Bajal, Mr. Deshpande, Sanjay, BK, Suresh, and all my colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. You know, this story actually has a lot of ingredients that all the participants can be proud of. This is a story of innovation. This is a story of R&D. This is a story of engineering. This is a story of entrepreneurship. It's a story of perseverance. And in many, many different ways, I think these kind of stories are very inspiring, because I think what it tells is, it doesn't matter whether you're big or small. Innovation knows no boundaries, and there is no limitation to who can innovate and who can be successful and who can persevere. So I think it's a great story, and when I first heard it, I was quite impressed, and the more I hear it, the more I'm impressed. Because in India, somehow the entrepreneurial spirit is not as high as it could be or it should be. The innovation is also not as high as it could be or should be. In fact, Indians are some of the most successful entrepreneurs overseas. But somewhere in India, we've not kind of encouraged entrepreneurship as much. In fact, a typical middle class household will encourage the children to go and study and be qualified and join a big company and work there, or join the services, or join the IAS and things like that. But very few typical Indian middle class families will tell the children, go and start a company, go and do something on your own. And that's to me a bit disappointing and sad, because ultimately, if the country has to do well, we need many, many more entrepreneurs, much more than we have, because we have almost 1 million people joining the workforce every month. And the existing companies cannot create jobs for all of them. So you need people to join existing companies, and you need people to create new companies and create new jobs. So I congratulate Mr. Manoj for the work that he has done, not only for developing the products that he has, but also creating an innovative and successful company. And I hope that that's an inspiration for many others to do that as well. From a Tata Steel point of view, one of the other aspects which I liked and which I heard in many of the conversations today was the fact that this is also a good story of Tata Steel doing some vendor development and encouraging somebody who has the spirit and the ideas, and working as a partner so that he or she has success despite the many failures. Because I think vendor development is something which we need to do more and more of. I think we've had these discussions with the procurement team. And unless we are good at developing vendors, as we move into newer and newer locations, as we go to places like Kalinganagar and tomorrow maybe to Chhattisgarh or to Karnataka or anywhere else that we want to set up a steel plant, there is a need for us to build that ecosystem around the steel plant of vendors and suppliers. And unless we are good at vendor development, and unless we develop many, many more companies such as Jyoti Sero, we will not be able to run the steel plant. And so the ability to develop vendors is as important as the ability to build relationships with customers, is as important as the ability to take in people and to train them to be good employees of Tata Steel. So this is a very important part of our own development, and I hope we can scale up this activity. I hope we can do this in many different ways. In fact, we sell to the auto industry, and we see how the auto industry, particularly the Japanese auto manufacturers, how they develop vendors, how they handle the vendors, and how they work as a partner with the vendor, so that in the vendor success lies the auto company's success. And I hope that in Tata Steel we will continue to do more and more of this. So thank you very much for inviting me here today. Congratulations on the work that you've done. Thank you for the check that you've given us. Thank you very much.